Welcome back. My name is Matt, this is Hidden Light, and today we are finally doing the long overdue wrap up of our most recent photo challenge, which was 16:9 aspect ratio. I think a lot of people probably just shot like normal and then maybe cropped later to see how it might have looked, which is cool. The reason that this video took so long for me to actually put out, I think we're like at least 2 weeks late now, is I didn't shoot anything intentionally with 16:9 for a while, and it took me a long time to get a camera and a film stock and get ready to shoot intentionally 16:9 because that's what I wanted to do for this challenge. I cheated. I did not use the 8x10 for this project because taking 8x10 and cropping it to 16:9 feels a little blasphemous. So what I did instead is used one of those cute little plastic cameras that I've been ranting about recently. This was the Rito with the 22mm wide lens. We'll talk about my pictures at the end. And we'll start with your guys' this time. For those of you who have not played this game before, anyone can participate in our photo challenges. All you gotta do is join the Discord. There's a link in the description below. It's free. And you just go to the photo challenges channel place and post up your photos there. You can post a bunch of words or not. Totally up to you. So, without any further ado, here is the start of the 16:9 shenanigans. The film Phoenix from over a month ago. Check this one out. Cool. So shot on 4x5. The JPEG artifacting on all these is courtesy of Discord. Thanks. But that's a great 16:9 crop. Like, I'm sure that the original frame probably had way more sky and a lot less focus. We did a video about that recently. The focus of this photograph is clearly the bridge, the railway, maybe some of this wash underneath it, and you don't need all the sky and all the land or all the grass and rocks and all the land. So this is a great candidate for the 16:9 crop. Cool. It's timeless as hell. Like, this could have been shot the day after that frickin' bridge was built and you wouldn't be able to tell any different. I like that. I like the timeless aspect. The film Phoenix, again, speed graphic with a 6x12 back. That's a little rare. 6x17? 6x17, reading is hard. 617 back. That's cool. So this is not a crop down. This is a crop in, actually. Cool. Grand Canyon, I bet that says Airlines. It's hard to tell. I want to go play in that abandoned building, please. That's super cool. Little wispy cloud is nice. I wish there was more wispy clouds, but you know, you get what you get. Shit. That's cool. I love that in color, you get the rusty, fucked up, ruinedness of this video or of this building. Whereas in black and white, it might be a little bit less apparent as to how ruined and ancient it is. So that's cool. Boring git. Boring git. Come on, you're not boring. Old works. Rolly infrared pushed one stop. Infrared's cool. The thing I like, one of the things I like about this is that it doesn't look all infrared-y. It just looks normal. Except for like a couple of shenanigans in a couple of spots, but that's pretty sweet. I'm super into that. Sharp, contrasty. There's a lot going on. I find that my eye is basically just wandering around. Like, there's no real central, like, oh yes, this. But it's cool. I like it. It's a little chaotic. I want to know what these lead to. Where do these cables go? That's kind of neat. Jack Scherer. There it is. Beautiful. That is that 16:9? That looks wider than 16:9. Freaking cool. This is from the big fire that we had in Flagstaff, like right when we started this challenge. There was a big ass fire out here. And that's a really good vantage point. Nice shot, Jack. Film Phoenix back. FPP Frankenstein. Speed graphic. Nice clouds. See, that's the clouds we needed in that earlier picture, because that's lovely. It's nice repeating pattern. Kind of draws you down into here. The clouds are kind of the only thing that attracts me in this picture. Everything else is kind of like desolate landscape combined with maybe hopefully abandoned buildings with like modern whatever going on over here. I don't really know about all that. Still, nice sky. Man, 5x7 Ektachrome. On a 5x7, you gotta hurt for that. And the chrome, man, right on the edge of detail in these clouds. Like they're down from white, but not by very much. This is another sort of timeless look. Like, was this shot in the 70s? There's no way to know. That was pretty. I'd love like a little bit more of this darker detail in some of this, but you get what you get with slide film. That's just life. Let's see, Mr. Foster. Let's see. Cat Labs 80. Suffered through some development shenanigans. And probably some capture shenanigans from what I can tell. That looks like you got some nice movement in there. This reminds me of a photographer, but I can't recall their name. It's like a whole series of like almost Holga-esque beachscapes from from back east, you know? Kind of like this vibe, but then with, instead of endless desert out here, it's like ocean. It's cool. I like it. The vignette, reverse vignette shenanigans, the development shenanigans. This looks like you had to hurt for this one. Which, you know what? That's the way it is sometimes. Ooh, damn. What is this? Fuji C200 with a point and shoot. So slightly underexposed, courtesy of point and shoot's miserable settings. Which is where some of that color shift, I think, comes in. You go blue to purple real quick in the shadows. Get like some greens in some of this yellow, which is interesting. But that's really pretty. Love that. This looks like kind of the same point where Jack, or a similar place where Jack shot that image of the fires earlier. Real pretty like. Super into that. Hey, dude. Yes. Alessandro, Rolleiflex. So taking a square and cropping it to 16:9, which I love. Look at that. That's a perfect scene. I wish I had been there shooting that on my 8x10, because that's like some 1950s vibe right there. That's just gorgeous. That's the kind of thing that I can see myself having a print of, you know? Although if you're gonna center it, I would center it. I think we've got just a skosh more room over here than we do over here. And I would crop in just a little to just straight up center that frickin' tree. If you're gonna go for it, just go for it. That's very pretty. I like the grain structure. What film is this? HP5. Looks great. I love it. I want one. JTAG. Delta 100 on an 8x10, like a boss. F45 because... Actually, probably just because you can. With a 3-stop ND. 1 and 12 seconds. That's crazy. I love this look. I want to do this look. I have never done it because I can't be bothered with like ridiculous multi-minute exposures most of the time. But that's really pretty. It's a little... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I love it. That's gorgeous. 10 points. The Film Phoenix likes it too. So, okay, Lars Bunch is not fucking around. Here we go. Takes his Hasselblad and shoots 2 frames side by side, sticks them together, and crops out sum of 1. And thus you get 16:9. Or, wait, fuck. Lars, what are you doing? This to me looks like a 6x6 and a 645. But this is probably a crop and you probably overlapped to make your life easier maybe? I don't know. That shit's cool. I'd love to see both full frames right next to each other. Like, you know, 16:9 be damned. Give me like the boom and the boom and see how close you were to like getting a perfect overlap. I shot with my 16:9 Hasselblad. How do you even... Am I like totally reading this wrong? Is this one exposure? I feel like that's a break in frame lines. This is melting my brain, dude. It's freaking cool. Like, okay, this one, clear repeating elements, here to here, here to here. So it can't be one frame. It's got to be two separate frames. Freaking cool, though. I like that. That's a fun display method. How do I want to say that? It makes photography part of the photograph, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's very clear that something has happened and that it's mostly in camera. Like, you can see the notches in the corners from the full frame. You can see it all the way around. And then this one, you see a straight cut here and then notches in the other two corners, which is why I think this is the frame that's been cropped. But it makes the process of photography part of the image, which I think is really cool, especially for photo nerds like us. Oh, nice. Here's accidental double exposure mode. Uh-oh, my internet connection's gonna drop out. No, okay, we're good. That's cool. That's freaking fine art, man. You know, paste that on the side of a building. You know, Nike, just do it. I don't know. It's kind of got that swoosh, which is, I think, where that comes from subconsciously. I dig it. I love the full density and then the half density. That's fun. And then here is on purpose, like a proper photograph. Look at this. Same little camera, but not with overlapping trash. I mean, shenanigans. This isn't trash. I'm not trying to be mean. Red filter. Look at the contrast in that. Come on. That's crazy. If I was going to print this, I would burn the living shit out of what's going on down here, so that the whole picture becomes this awesome bridge and this beautiful texture, and then a little hint of a bridge behind it, but just burn this stuff down. Freaking cool. Love that. CZ Imaging. Hey, I remember when he was posting these on Instagram. HP5 Plus, push to stop, filter, but then he's doing this diaphine development, which is like clean as shit. Look how clean that is for an 800 ISO run of HP5. Like, that's, you can't even see the grain in that. I mean, you can, but oof. Killer composition, obviously. This is one of my favorite images that Cameron's ever done. This is gorgeous. I love it. Kept all your detail. The diaphine development is like, as soon as I saw this and then the last photograph he posted of that process, which was of Taylor, yeah, I'm sold on it. I love it. Stairway to Hell, C200 on an Olympus. There it is. All right, everybody, let's pause and guess what this is. I don't know, but like, look at it for a second. See if you can figure out what it is. I can't figure it out. It looks like a fire as seen through a grate or something. Freaking cool. That's one of those that if you printed it would be a real freaking nightmare because it's all black. All right, good job, Jordan. That's fucking cool. What is it? Can you tell us in the comments? What is it? I want to know. Gilbert, Pentax K1000, C200. Oh, that's great. Good color, good composition. You got focus in the right place, the whole 9 yards. I like 16:9 in color. You know, it's like cinematic. 16:9 in black and white is like really old school. But it's great. I love it. I'm here for it. Matthew Humphrey. Oh yeah. See, cars are meant to be shown in 16:9. It's just the way it works. I would crop out this homie. Can we just go straight to the window line right here? You know what I mean? Like, oof, that would be perfect. Because it takes out anything modern, whatever, and just makes it like whenever this was. Also, scratching sucks. That's life. We've all been there. Happens to me all the time. Brutal. Love it. Love it. Ooh, Sprocket Rocket. Jay Foster. Sprocket Rockets are neat. Frame 19. Sweet. Chrome sprockets, dude. Can't go wrong with that. That's nifty. It admittedly is definitely distracting, but it's one of those, like, photography is part of the process. You get to see part of what's happening here. You get to read some of the rebate. It takes away from the flower for sure, but it's also maybe not about the flower now. Maybe it's about photographing flowers and whatever. That's cool. I dig. Eric Johnson. I think he shot this on 4x5. Let's see. 6-stop ND. Oh my God, 6.5 minute exposure. Jeezy Pete's. You're clearly pushing the boundaries of whatever this film would do. But I do like this crop better than the original, which he posted in a different channel. This feels a lot more intentional and focused. Not like focused like sharp, but focused like this is what we care about in the picture, which I like. And I love the sharp to like, ooh. That's the technical term. Ooh. Okay, here we go. 617 back. Half a second. Oh, dude, that's cool. I wouldn't hate a little bit more black in this, but the faded look fits the content, so I'm here for it. There's a lot going on in this one too. It's pretty cool. Yeah. 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 All right, Eric, again, cropping from Shenanigans. Oh God, I remember developing this. The development on this was very interesting. So you got massive, redonkulous amounts of grain. You know, I guess the picture's about some of this stuff over here. Yeah. Worth a crop, you know, shit, doesn't hurt. But this is like, oh damn, this scene was made for 16:9. I love it. It would be interesting to see, so okay, presumably taking this photograph, you're standing at regular people height, which is great. It would be interesting to see if you could get the camera up another like couple of feet so that when you shoot down on the pier, you omit all of the boat building paraphernalia, dock, cranes, and you simplify into just this image, which of course would read very differently. You'll get less reflection, but you'll get so much less of this that, I don't know, it'd be interesting to try. Of course, trying like that usually involves like getting a ladder out and a tripod and the whole 9 yards. So, and then last week I said, hey, everybody, show us more. So here we are. Dead Saguaro, which is pronounced Saguaro. Graflex, Cinestill Double X. What the shit? The lens on this thing is bonkers. That's what's happening here, is some frickin' vintage as hell lens. They don't make them like they used to. I'll say that. That's freaking cool. Ah, yes, indeed. There'll be your lens right there. That's a whole vibe. And I like the 16:9 crop for this. That fits. I've been a square crop guy a lot of the time, but this 16:9 shit is cool. Here's David with a thistle on his Hasselblad. Probably with some sort of, 150 f4 macro and a close-up filter. Holy shit. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Don't touch this plant. It wants to bite you. That's really pretty. I like the contrast that you've got going on here. It really separates the flowers from the shenanigans in the background. I thought that there was no good use for a close-up filter, but I'm wrong, because this looks great. And then here's the full crop, which I could see this as a vertical too, you know? Like pick just this one flower here and crop this one out and just go boosh, straight down the middle, 16 by 9. That would be cool. We all tend to crop our 16 by 9s horizontal because that's how we see the world. Like your viewing aspect ratio is pretty close to 16 by 9 most of the time, but going vertical, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, this one is an out of focus leaf. Eric, I love you, but bro, forget about sharpness. Let's talk about focus. This photograph must be about the color green, because that's really all I'm pulling off there. That's funny. I get it. Sometimes you gotta save it. You gotta polish the old turds. I get it. Film test from the other day. I'm gonna do a video about that, about film tests. So come back. Hasseltodd crushing it with his Hasselblad. Oh no, Rolleicord with Delta 100, cropped down from 6x6. Super good. Like I was saying earlier, cars were meant for this. I like the inclusion of this post and letting it just kind of do what it does as you go across and see the truck. That's super cool. It looks like you got some motion blur, maybe. But that's life. It happens. There's the original. Rob F. was hanging out in the woods of Deutschland with his Hasselblad. Pen F50. Cool. I love stuff like this. I tried to do some of this on the 8x10 with some success. I mean, I got pictures and the water's blurry in some of them. Yours is better. That looks cool. I like that. You need like, I don't know what you need. I want like someone sitting on a rock or like something, you know, to give this some scale. Like I can't quite figure out how big some of this is. I don't think it's that big. I think it's kind of smallish. Still, it's cool. Yes, the original. Yeah, that's nice. Good blacks in this. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, a lot of the stuff we've been seeing in this has been a little flatter, not quite as deep blacks all the way through, and this one, you just let it go, man. This is frickin' black. I love that. Okay, that is all of your submissions. Let's go see if we can find mine. Wow, there they are. So I shot these, let's see. Enhance. No. Make small. We'll just do this. I shot these on that little cutesy plastic camera that was in a video that we did a little while ago. The film I used was Kentmere 400, and I slammed through these, you know, kind of my whole goal with the super wide angle full frame camera was just pull it into a little panoramic mode, make it 16 by 9. So I shot much of the roll that way, or at least with the intention of doing that. So here's inside of a train. Kind of hard to place the date on this, which is why I liked it, and one of the reasons I shot such a frickin' nuclear film stock. Outside the window of the same train, I'm actually all alone in this car at the front of the train, which was really nice. Look at that. Come on. From film, that's pretty frickin' good. Yep, same shit. This is, you place this in time a little easier with all these placards and signs and crap, but still kind of cool. There's moose. Everybody loves moose. Little vertical crop. Little hint of a fan, which was kind of nice. This is a little distracting, but whatever. That's my life. Your focus is clearly on the dog. This one was kind of a failure. It was dark. And like f11 at 100th of a second is not good in the dark. So, and this camera doesn't have a flash, and even if it did, the flash would look like shit because these are mirrors and all this is shiny. So it would have been terrible, but it was worth a try. Here's another vertical, me and the moose, the mooster, going for a walk, you know, going for that leading line down the path into the forest. Not sure how well I really executed that, like, a little bit brighter, a little bit more centered might have been a little better. I don't know, it's not terrible. Wow, that's fine art. Look how beautiful it is. The chairs. Yep. This one I like, and I waited around for. This was the day that I was leaving Durango. I was dicking around trying to capture the train. There are 2 trains that run. The first one is a diesel, the second one's a steam engine. And these, there's like a huge staff. It takes a bunch of people to run the train. And these homies were just hanging out, lounging, chatting. You know, if this dude had like a cup of coffee in his hand, it would have been chef's kiss. But still, pretty good. I'm happy with that. Waited for all the tourists over here to bugger off and get inside the train, and I like that one. And then this is the steam engine as it sort of exits town, coming over a rise. Didn't quite get the composition that I wanted. I wanted to be able to see the light on the train here, but without it, your focus gets drawn back towards the person, which makes some sense. So, I don't know. Neat. If you're into trains. This is the one though. This is the one. This, for me, is worth getting that camera and lugging it with me everywhere and playing with it and learning it. I love this shot. I've printed it. I'm gonna hang it somewhere. I think I did a version of this where I straightened the horizon at least a skosh. The wide angle isn't helping me with my crooked ass horizon here. But yeah, I'm really stoked on this. You probably don't care because it's just like some freaking geezer on a motorcycle. But I'm really stoked on it. That turned out exactly the way that I was hoping it would. It's a little soft because Kentmere 400's a little soft. It's just so fucking grainy you can barely see the photo. But I'm into that. If I did this on like a 50s chopper, you know, that would really be nice. But I'd have to get one of those bikes to do that, so. And then I go into the digital stuff that I shot on the train that day because I knew I was gonna spray and pray. And so I did a whole series of like 16:9 stuff from the digital camera, but that doesn't count. Digital cameras are for sissies. We shoot film here. Yeah. Anyway, that was the 16:9 photo challenge. Wow, it's like a half-hour long. Jesus, this video goes forever. I'm not going to tell you what the next one is. That'll be in a separate video. See you in the next one.